Is there an explanation for the conspiracy theory being true that Epstein trafficked young women to other men, except Prince Andrew, and we don't know about it by now?
Is it possible? Yes.
What would be the explanation for it?
The explanation might be that the victims, survivors, might not want to tell anyone that they were victimized by yet another man.
Do we have any evidence that that is the case?
I can't tell you what evidence the government has because the government has not released their files. And that's one of the reasons we want the files to be released. Not released after someone else decides what's credible and what's not credible. Not released after someone else decides whether what was said about these people was truthful or not. We just want to see what's in the file.
No, I understand that, but you have...
For example, I'd like to know...
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say one of the things I would like to know is, since President Trump, when he was not president, was friends with Mr. Epstein, socialized with him. You're showing one of the photos right now. For many, many years, what is it that he knew, or maybe he didn't know anything, but what did he know about
right? But that's very different.
These young, beautiful women.
Right. That's very different, though, than what might be in the file. As far as we know, Trump was never deposed in an Epstein case. He was never investigated in an Epstein case. And that's what I'm sort of getting at, is it feels like there is this enormous sort of promise that there is this thing out there of proof in these files that is nothing more so far than guilt by association. You look at Newsweek, for example.
But I'm not saying there's proof in the files or not. What I was getting to was, for example, I'd like this question answered, perhaps by the file. Did the FBI ever interview or ask to interview President Trump before he was president?
Is it routine in criminal cases, though, if the FBI investigates someone and charges person A and person B, and person A and person B had lots of associates that they partied with, that they went on trips with, on and on and on, and then the criminal case against A and B is resolved, as it is against Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, is it common that the FBI file is released, that all of the tangential evidence that didn't come out in court, all the investigative notes, all the hard drives taken from person A's house but not publicly released, do they automatically get released at the end of the case?
Well, I'm going to ask you this. Is it common for the Deputy Attorney General in the Justice Department to spend hours with a convicted sex trafficker, having her answer his questions? Is that common? Absolutely.
I'm guessing the answer to my question, though, is, I guess then the answer to my question is no as well.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. We have an unprecedented case. We have an unprecedented set of facts, and the public wants to know.
No, the public does.
Jeffrey Epstein died under mysterious circumstances in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
You have 20 clients, though.
Whether it's suicide, we're not getting into that. But I'm saying,
I agree.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.